Do you like playing in the cold?
I do.
Really? Because I know Brett was saying like he had that amazing record in the playoffs, and Lambeau Field was a place nobody could win in, and he hated playing in the cold. But you enjoy it.
I do. I feel like it slows the rush down, and I think that kind of evens some things out up front. So we play in a front that's really, really dynamic. Footing can get in the way, especially if playing in Chicago in the cold.
That field's terrible.
It's unique.
It's I mean, it's a sand pit.
Is there like one coach that you go up against, and you know that we were talking earlier about how sometimes you can see exactly what's going on. Sometimes things are more disguised, but one coach that you know that when you play against them, they're going to throw some stuff at you. They're going to disguise things, and you're going to be a little confused.
I think Todd Bowles has done a good job at that over the years. I think he's a really good coach. He has you can always tell schematically what coaches are the best based on how the league adjusts. And offensively, in this offense that we're in, there's like 9 different teams running now, and it started with Mike Shanahan and his son Kyle running it really, really well, and Atlanta going to the Super Bowl, and then everybody copied it, and then there was a Seattle defense. I think you're seeing the Rams defense that kind of branched out across the league. There's probably 6, 7 teams running the same thing, and then there's some teams trying to do what Coach Bowles does with the pressure package. Mike Zimmer for a long time was as hard as it came playing against because they had 8-up looks, double A gap and then double edges, and then they had every variation, both edge guys, 4 to a side, 4 to the other side, both inside guys, drop those guys out, and the best disguisers in the game, including Harrison Smith, who's been there forever, but the backers, when Barr and Kendricks were in there, and they had that front that played together for a long time. It was one of the toughest defenses to go against.
Yeah, your coach was telling us before you came in, one way to counteract that is by running a lot of motion on offense. He said you love that. Mm-hmm. He said that you're really enjoying
motion.
All the motion.
That's what he gave you?
Yeah.
Why is that? So we're idiots, obviously. I mean, you've heard us talk for the last 20 minutes, so you know that we're fucking morons.
Yes.
But
no.
But what is it
interesting
about,
people.
What is it about installing like a motion offense that you're like, God damn, this is kind of a pain in the ass? Because to me, it's just like you go out there and you do what Coach says.
Yeah. I mean, if he's smart and he knows what he's talking about, then yeah, you do what he says. Mm-hmm. He's one of the smartest in the game, but
that implies that you've maybe played for some coaches that weren't smart.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if the scheme is smart and makes sense, then yeah, you do it. Sometimes in this scheme, and I tell Matt all the time, this scheme has flaws. I think this scheme is way different. I grew up in the West Coast offense. The West Coast offense, I think, is the most beautiful offense ever created. It's about timing and rhythm and balance, and everything makes sense protection-wise. You know where your hots are. You know where your eyes are going every single time. You know how the concepts fit together. This is a schematic offense. That was not a schematic offense. That was built on timing and precision and rhythm and guys being in the right spot at the right time and putting the ball in the proper number. And it started with Bill Walsh and Montana and Paul Hackett and on down to the iteration that we got to, and I loved it. In that offense, though, it's not predicated on motion. It's predicated on winning one-on-one matchups and then being accurate throwing the football. And so that's what I grew up in. I marveled at Peyton Manning during his prime would run all 2x2 and 3x1 formations with no motion, just because you want to look at it and use this cadence variation to get movement and then be able to go with tempo as well. When you have so much motion, it's hard to get tempo going. It's because you always got to make sure you're set and you got a motion, maybe a double motion, maybe this thing, maybe this adjustment off of it. I just like sometimes, and I tell him the same thing. I'm not telling you guys anything I wouldn't tell him. Got after him today because every freaking play there's goddamn motion. I'm like, can we run one play without a motion and pass so we can get some tempo going? Because I like to switch the tempo. But in this offense, it does put a lot of stress on the defense because you have a motion, you have an outside zone look, you have a guy sealing backside, and we have off of that, we have a run, we have a screen, we have a keeper, we have an action pass. So you have so many different looks off the same stuff. That's why it works. It's a little frustrating when you grew up in the West Coast offense and your mindset is all about protection and X's and adjustments and different things when you're playing an offense that doesn't have a lot of those things and maybe could use it at times. And also when it kind of fucks up the protection schemes and lanes and identification sometimes, it just makes it, it makes it a little extra strenuous sometimes on the quarterback.
I'm starting to think you might know football.
A little bit.
Do you think football is beautiful?
I do.
I can tell.
When done right, yeah.
What's the most beautiful play?
Good question.
Oh, we used to run this play many times. Unfortunately, hit the Bears against it a few times. But hard play action to the left, half roll back to the right, and then a double move by 87 off the front side with some sort of some sort of complementary route, either a deep cross or kind of a throwback route. But it was the weave, like corner post, off of hard action. And we probably hit it for, 7 or 8 touchdowns over the kind of 3 or 4 year span. And when that one comes clean and, safety goes and doubles the X and Jordy's, up there and running this corner and you just know he's going to be wide open, I think that's a pretty play.
Shit. I mean, you can tell like that. Yeah, football is beautiful.